They say buy a PT Cruiser. Usually it's not too bad. I'm in one right now, convertible. Kind of sunshine out. We're on the side of the highway, so it's not bad. You'd think we're broken down, but we're really not. We bought a car which was supposed to run, drive, and be inspected. Well, it's not inspected. It runs, and technically it drives. So as we sit here waiting for CAA, which is probably the best thing to get, $15 a month, 5 tows a year. Thank you, CAA, because this is 160 kilometers away from my house. So we now have a PT Cruiser Light. It is turboed. We did buy it with the intentions of, I don't know, using the motor in something. And well, the transmission's no good. So who knows what we're going to do with it, but we're going to wait for the tow truck. We'll probably go through this when we get it home. I literally drove it 15
kilometers off the highway.
Yeah, 15 kilometers off the highway. Well, got on the highway, drove it 15 kilometers.
About 20.
Hoping that it would shift. I knew it wasn't going to. Started to heat up the car. I don't want to wreck the motor because, you know, it's the whole reason why I bought the car. So on the side of the highway, we wait for 30 minutes. So at least it's a beautiful day. It was like 28 degrees, so, you know, it is kind of peaceful. Okay, guys. Welcome back. Okay, so we have this PT you've seen in the video, us buying it. I paid $500 for this PT. It was originally $700. It came with a tuner. Jeff got the tuner. So I'm into this PT for $500. Now, it was supposed to run, drive, be inspected, and make itself on its way home. We were, what, an hour and a half to go get it, I think? 2 hours? Hour and a half?
Something like that.
So, got in it right away. Didn't care about the body. I had a plan, which is always a bad thing. My plan was to buy it, drive it home, and who knew what we're going to do with it. So, leaving his driveway, I realized instantly that it didn't have any other gear other than first. So I decided to drive it 20 kilometers in first gear. Got on the highway, maxed out at like 102, 104 kilometers an hour, and it started to heat up, so I had to call CAA. Which may add, CAA is probably the best thing to have when you're dealing with old junkers, because it was a free tow home, other than like the $13 a month I spent. So I'm going to welcome you guys to the $2,500 American build. So $2,500 American, we want 300 horsepower. So the first car we're going to start off with, guys, is we have this car right here. So it is a 2.4 turbo. It has 190,000 kilometers, and the transmission's no good. So this is $500 of our budget. So that'd be about $350 Canadian or $350 American. So it's about $350 of the initial budget. We're going to build a 300 horsepower car using this motor. So first things first is we are going to pull this motor out. We want to keep the ignition, which I don't know what happened with the key because you had it to take the steering column off, the steering wheel, and I looked the other day and it's not in there.
Oh, no, it didn't actually.
You didn't use the steering wheel? I'll have to find it. So anyways, we are going to pull this out. We don't want to hack it. We want to keep the harness that goes up and around to the fan. So the fuse panel harness, because we're going to use that in my 05 convertible, because our parts car that we have for my convertible is an 03, which is a crappy year for the fan. So we're going to use this setup. So we're going to have to pull that out as one, keep probably the computer just in case we need to tune the computer for that, and we'll probably take the keys and stuff as well, blah, blah, blah. So without getting into too much details of too many different projects, because that's 2 different projects on the go, we are going to start disassembling this to have some fun with it. Plus, I need the trailer because Jeff has 2 other cars coming to the house. Yeah, so we need to clean up the Prius. Poor El Camino. The other Prius, and this needs to go so the other 2 cars can come home.
May have bought more shit boxes. Actually, they're not shit boxes.
There's shit. Yes, they are. So let's get some tools and we'll get on the wonderful of pulling this apart. Okay, so Jeff is undoing some wiring clips because, like I said, we want to save this harness where it's an 05. It's better than the 03 GT harness we have. We have the rad, intercooler, AC all pulled out as one. Thank God, because we need that for my convertible. Now what we're going to do is pretty well, I'm going to take the intake manifold off. Jeff is going to jack up the car. We're going to get the axles out. They're half shafts, which is going to be good for our $2,500 American build. We want half shafts, what we're going to be doing. And then it's pretty well ready to pull out once the axles are out. Axles, exhaust, heater hose lines, and downpipe. I already said exhaust, so that's it. Does that sound right? Seems a little weird because we're doing it properly. Usually we just hack the front end off with the recip. And
Honestly, this is going pretty much just as quick.
yeah. Well, you gotta think the recip, you're moving, breaking bits, cursing and swearing, yanking, pulling your guts out. So it's getting dark, as you can see, so we thought we'd fire up the torch so you guys can see what we're doing. On a serious note, we got a lug nut that is actually stuck, so we are just gonna burn it out. Anybody looking for some mint PT wheels? Yeah. I don't think that's
It was a flame edition.
shots fired. I think you're just turning it.
What the hell?
And it's off. So's all the tools. Got to come back tomorrow, guys. We got some light. Obviously, it ain't gonna help you guys too much, so we'll do a camera trip. Okay, so we're back working on the PT, and what we are going to be doing is we got to take this tire off, undo this spindle, get the axle out on this side, cut the cat off, and it's ready to come out. I think so. Power steering line.
Yeah.
The return. So.
No, pressure line, not the return.
The pressure line, yes, correct. So there really isn't that much left to do. We couldn't do it last night because it was dark, but as you see, everything is disassembled. We did save the important parts, which are, you got the intercooler set up, you got the piping down below, which looks to be the same as an SRT.
Pretty sure it is. They say it's different, but I don't know how. It's not much if it is.
Yeah, don't matter. And we're saving, obviously, the blue injectors. Now, will this wheel come off this one?
Yeah, they're already all loose. There you go.
It's always the joys when you're working on older vehicles that God knows when the last time they were actually on the road legally. Is now the cotter pin is stuck inside.
I've
So
never seen one of these do this.
yeah, why? Because usually the cotter pin always comes out.
Yeah. Well, not even just the like I've broken out cotter pins before, but I've never seen the nut. It's stuck that way.
It looks like the crown's like rusted too. That is crazy. Only time we want to save an axle. No, they welded plates over that. That side's the same way.
That one's been welded up. That's a factory seam that goes down and up.
Oh, did it rip it?
No.
Looks like it did, didn't it?
It's holding on surprisingly well.
Didn't I tell you this was going to happen?
I'm about to fuck take a drill bit and get all that right.
Why?
Right
Why wouldn't
now.
you take the grinder and snip that off and then drill it out afterwards?
It's not even that. It's the crown nut itself is getting stuck on the pin. It's not stuck.
Okay, well, we have a drill bit. We have all new drill bits.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's this. Stripped or cross-threaded.
Okay, so we're gonna get that off, and then we'll come back, see where we're at, guys. We're gonna get this pulled tonight, and then we're gonna start working on this trailer that I shouldn't have bought. Okay, guys, so we are down to the last 2 mounts, and this is ready to come out. It's almost like we've done this
A few times.
Okay, as you guys see, it is out, good to go. We're going to disassemble the transmission off the motor, throw that into the parts car because we won't be using that on our budget build. And since we're here, we are going to take the 05 harness here to put into the 03. That way we can bypass the 1 year only.
Well, your car's an 05 as well.
Yeah, but it's the 03 GT harness we're using, so we're going to bypass the 1 year only fan setup. And then we don't have that much headache. So checking us out, guys, we will reveal to you what our $3,000, well, $2,500, it's not even 25, it's like 23 and change. Our $2,300 300 horsepower build is. It's gonna be pretty cool. We bought the car for 150 American, 225 Canadian.
Yeah.
That's actually quite sad. And we're gonna get 300 horsepower out of it. So we're gonna do a running tally starting next video of how much the car is, how much we're putting into it each time, so you guys can follow along with the build. Thanks a lot, guys, and catch you on the next one.